25% of the new apartment in a building should be a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
To okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's true.
Yeah,
So okay,
it
you
is.
can tell me more about it.
I'm not so much
Okay.
into that area, but yeah, it's when the building similar to this one in the background. There's just like a law to that, company building that at 25% of that has to be. I'm not sure what the translation is from Danish to English, but it has in Danish called Almennyttig, which means it's still rented apartments, but just a really really low cost
Okay.
compared to the apartment next door.
Yeah.
And I think they are supposed to do so. Take 25% of those apartments, and make them to andels, almennyttig,
Yeah.
rented apartments. Often it's also the government that has maybe like families and so on, where it's a little bit. Let's say the family has a kind of struggle, or
Okay. Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
dad who just turned out to be single for some reason, and he has 2 children, but he really needs a place to live. Well, here the government will help you, and they have the opportunity to put them into apartments similar to that. The rest of them just go out for renting, but they're super difficult to get into. There's a lot more businesses that have these almennyttig lejeboliger, which is let's call them the cheap ones, right?
Yeah.
For the rented apartments. But the main issue with these apartments, because normal people just say, hey, why can't I just rent one of those? Well, you can, but it has to be on waiting list for around 10, 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So what people did back in this is that when they got a child, they signed them up already. So when they were 18 or 19, 20, and had to move away from home, then they were ready to get an apartment.
So it means that there is like a queue
It's a
or
big
kind of
queue.
priority
Yeah,
list.
yeah.
Okay, got it. So you it's not about rights for moving in or not. It's more about, okay, you stand in a queue, and so when the time comes, okay, got it. And this is something that works actually.
Well, in my opinion, all the rent apartments should be like that, but there's not so much money in it compared to what there is in these kind of buildings. So these buildings are owned by, the administration company is one thing. So the people owning that's like the pensions, funds.
Yeah.
Those are the guys who own it, right? The bigger banks and so on. So this is for them. This is just a business. This is passive income.